What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name's Rudy, and in the last video we took the Shelby on a first drive with the new setup, and in that video my main thing was to test the aftermarket clutches that we put on. They're from SSP. So from a roll, the clutches performed perfectly, which was as expected. I didn't think this car was going to have any issues with the clutches from a roll. My main concern was drag racing the car. So before I bought the clutches, I spoke with Chris at SSP Performance, and I told them I was aware of one car that had issues drag racing because when it would launch, it would drag the RPM to almost stalling. So he told me the reason for that was because they installed those clutches and didn't break them in. They went straight to the drag strip, so it didn't let the computer learn the clutches. So that's why that car was having issues. So he recommended me to break in the clutches 200 miles, which is what I did. But I was still unsure, you know, if the clutches would need tuning or not. So I was gonna have to test on my own and go from there. So from a roll, when I did test the car, it performed perfectly. There was no issues with the clutches at all. So the next step was to take it to the drag strip, which is exactly what I did. I went to a local test and tune to test the clutches, and I'll play a clip right now so you can see how my pass went. So as you can see in the clip, the car couldn't make a pass, and that's because the clutches need tuning. So that was something I was expecting. You know, it was 50-50. They might work perfectly, or they might need tuning, and they're gonna need tuning. So what happened was I went up to do my burnout, and I was even having issues with the burnout. I don't know if that has to do anything with the clutches, but I doubt it. Usually I do my burnout in normal mode, and then I switch over to track mode. So this time around, I did my burnout in sport mode, and it was kicking me out. So I'll show that here in the video as well. I did catch that on my GoPro. As you can see in the clip, it was pressing OK on its own and kicking me out of the line lock feature. So after that, I just went to stage the car and try to launch it and see what happens. So I had my launch control set at 3200, and I launched the car, and it immediately bogged the car big time. So it dragged the RPM down to almost stalling. So I just coasted down the rest of the track. So the clutches, they're gonna for sure need tuning. The issue with that is there's no trans axis right now. So it's gonna be tough to get this thing dialed in now that it has clutches. So for the Shelby guys who are on the edge if they should purchase clutches or not, I would definitely wait until there's trans axis. That way you can get full tuning for them. Unless you're just planning on roll racing the car, then they're going to work perfectly fine. But if you try to drag race the car, you're going to have issues with them bogging the car down. So with that being said, I'm going to head over to my shop right now, and we're going to try to play with some stuff and try to get the clutches dialed in so that it can at least make a pass. So I am going to test it on the street. We don't need it to be on a prep surface. We're just going to see if we can make some adjustments to the clutches. So if it's not going to work, it's going to bog on the street exactly the way it did at the track. So the key here is to see if the car can blow the tires off on the street. If it's blowing the tires off on the street, that means the clutches aren't bogging the car anymore. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to make some adjustments and launch it on the street and see how it goes. So we just pulled up here at Speedworks Automotive. What's up, Benny?
What's up, dude?
So we're gonna be messing with the clutches and see if we can get this thing dialed in, because as I was stating earlier, clutches are getting dragged down. So we're gonna try to mess with that and see what we can do. So we'll hit it right now and see what happens. Do it right here?
Yeah, you can do it.
All right. Recording?
Yeah.
Nah, that shit felt strong right now, bro.
Yeah, that shit goes. I mean, it spins.
Yeah,
That's
so,
because there's no prep or nothing.
yeah. So that's weird.
And that wasn't even off the launch control.
Yeah, it is.
Was it? Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
These guys don't get mad over here?
Nah. They used to.
All right, so we just did some rips on the street without adjusting anything on the clutches or even tuning anything. So it blew the tires right off, which is weird because at the track it bogged, and with no adjustments on the street, it blew the tires off. So that means clutches are working fine, man. It's not dragging the RPM down and the car's delivering power. So I don't know what it could be. Benny's telling us to go back to the track and test it one more time. That day I only tried one hit. After that one hit, I just shut the car down and didn't try again. So maybe I should try again and see what happens. But I mean, they work perfectly on the street. So what do you think could be happening, bro?
I don't have any idea. We could log it, and see what's going on in the trans. I mean, on the street, it's just spinning the tire. The track, if it bites, you never know. It could go into like a torque management issue or something like that.
Yeah.
But on the street, we're just spinning. So
yeah. So that means it's working fine, right?
Yeah. There's no real way to tell, like, if we actually prep the street or something and actually hit it.
Yeah.
And see what happens when it actually, engages and it doesn't spin the tire.
Yeah.
It could get to like some type of torque management issue on the trans or something.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, from here I guess take it back to the track and go from there, and then if it has issues at the track again, then maybe try to tune them. But for now, I mean, seems to be working fine, man. So I did log the car, and I'm gonna send him over to my tuner and see what he has to say. All right, guys, so after launching the car on the street, what we wanted to happen happened. The car spun the tires, so that means the clutches aren't dragging the RPM all the way down. So the weird thing is we made no adjustments. It's the same exact tune, same exact tuning to the clutches as when we ran it at the track the other day. So it's frustrating, man. Getting these cars dialed in for drag racing is so damn frustrating. I mean, as you know, this isn't a drag racing car, it's a road course car. So getting this thing, set up for the track is super frustrating. It is what it is though, man. That's how it is with the new platform. You're gonna run into a ton of issues because it's all new. So it's gonna take time to get these cars dialed in, but I know for a fact, once these cars get dialed in, they're gonna be monsters, man. So from here, I did log those launches. I'm gonna send them over to my tuner, and we're gonna try to get things figured out. So we're gonna determine if we do need tuning on the clutches or if we don't. So I am gonna take the car to the track again and see how it performs again at the track. So I'm gonna be taking the car back to the track. That way we can get some more passes and try to figure out these clutches, man. Maybe we can figure something out when it comes to tuning, or figure something out without tuning to try to get these cars to work at the drag strip. So I'll definitely shoot that day and gather up as much info as I can for you guys and release that video and any info that I get from that day. That's what I'm here for. There's not many people building these cars and maxing them out. So that's what I'm doing so that I can provide you guys with the information that you need. And that way you guys can build these cars and enjoy them comfortably without having any issues. But that's what happens when you're building a new platform. You're gonna run into a ton of issues. And I'm all for it. I'll run into the issues, I'll test and tune the car, and I'll find out the information that I need to find out. That way I can give it to you guys, and you guys won't have to deal with any of those issues. They always say, if you're gonna learn from the mistakes of others, not your own. So I'm learning through my own mistakes, and I'll give out that information of what I've learned to you guys. That way you guys don't have to spend extra money or buy things you don't need or run into a ton of issues. So I'll be releasing as much info as I can for you 2020 GT500 guys. That way you guys can enjoy these cars comfortably with no issues. So that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.